countries like that, but I know that UK they give regardless of your course, and that's, do you know? I said it at the beginning of this video that UK is all for your money, all for you. Even if they say that you're entering inside gutter, they will give you, because UK just want to collect your money, to collect the money for their postgraduate work permit, their IHS social and everything. They know that in that 5 years you cannot get a job. They know. I mean, in that 2 years you can't get, they know, but they will give you. They know, and maybe when you are done, you go back to your home country. They know, but they'll still collect it. But then in Canada, they already know that there's no way you can get a job with this course, so they will not give you at all. So I think the difference. As I told you, 2 years might look like a long time. Oh, I will get a job, my dear. 2 years can be over. You will not get any efficient job. Working in UK is like working in Nigerian banks. Your work is not guaranteed forever. That's one thing people don't tell you. Working in the UK is like working in Nigerian banks. Your work is not permanent. They can just wake up any day and say, you're vacating this place. They don't want you anymore. Why? Nothing. Welcome back again to my video. Another video you're not expecting, but then this video I'm gonna be shaking tables. You know that when I wear wig like this, short wig, that's so the thing will make me shake my head. We're gonna be shaking tables. Anyways, okay. So what actually triggered this video was because, as usual, I was on my own. You put it that me, I'm always on my own. As what's flying now? So because of the content I make, right? So Google actually recommend website and all of that for me. I was just on my own, and of course I saw this visa agent that was trying to make people like, okay, travel to UK, travel to Canada, postgraduate work permits. You can get postgraduate work permits. I then went through that person's page. This person was really just capitalizing on postgraduate work permits, and reading the comment too, people were like, yeah, postgraduate work permits. But the truth is, there is more that meets the eyes than the nose. There is more that see the eyes than the nose, or meets the eyes than the nose. That's what I'll be telling you. In reality, in real sense, if you can actually avoid getting that postgraduate work permit as much as you can, you should. But then the things people are not talking about, and that is what I'll be talking about today. Before I continue, people see that I'm wearing green. If you're in Nigeria and you're watching this, have you gotten your PVC? Have you gone to register? Do you have mind to vote? Because this topic I'm considering now, you will know that the thing touch you, bing. And you know another thing is, when you're actually in Nigeria or in your home country and you want to travel out, you know that vibe, yeah. Most of you don't used to think of the future thing and everything. You know, before now, in countries like UK, they don't actually give postgraduate work permits. So the thing is, you just carry all your family money. You just go and pay school fees, 3 years back, you're back to your home country, nothing to show for it. And then, they actually introduce postgraduate work permits. Even at that, that's why I'm making this postgraduate work permit. You know, it took them time before they actually introduced it. You know, when you are begging somebody to do something and the person now decide to do it, just know that that person is gonna do it with some conditions attached. It no reach their mind. You get? It no reach their mind. So why they actually introduced this postgraduate work permit was because when people realize that, oh, they will just pay so amount to study in the UK, and after that there's nothing to show for it. So there were no lot of people. Students were no longer going to UK. People were choosing other countries, like cheaper countries. That was the essence of spending up to 15,000 for tuition fee every year, and then after that I can't even gain experience and everything. So people don't used to, you know, I used to tell people that you see countries like UK, they're just after your money. Ego, they are just after your money. And that's why it's easy for you to study biology as BSc, but in UK you can have masters in public health. It's even relating, masters in engineering. You can even have engineering in BSc, but in you can have BSc engineering, but in UK you can have masters in public health. Why? We alone need. Canada does the same, but it's really very high. Your statement of purpose and your work experience has to tally. If not, you can't get it. Some of Canada still even care about your future. And that's why they deny visa a lot. But then, UK, just write statement of purpose. You will get it. For Canada, they will scrutinize it, that they know that your experience, your this thing align together. They will scrutinize you. But UK, let me shall not say something. That's just for you to know, because okay. So like I was saying, when you actually beg people, when somebody wants to say, hey, I'm not doing something, I'm not doing, I say, please now, and you beg the person, 98% of time they will not do it with their mind, and that is what UK is actually doing. So they actually introduced this postgraduate work permit because they realized that people no longer come to UK to study again. And you guys know that every country, most percentage of the money that they make is from international immigrants, is from immigrants. Look at Dubai, look at most countries, they make their money from international immigrants, because how much is their local pay? It's we that we are coming to make the economy better. And aside that, because when we come, we actually try to like get employment, get work and everything, so we're actually contributing to the economy. So when they realize that people are no longer coming to their country to study again because they feel like, oh, what's the benefit of everything? That's when they now introduce this reluctant, I'll call it reluctant postgraduate work permit, just to attract people, more foreigners, into their country. And then guess what? When they introduced it, of course, my fellow immigrants, people start flocking in again. Igbe. Okay, that's fine. There are a lot of things you don't actually know about this, and that's what we're talking about. Do you know that, okay, the thing is, we have BSc, we have Masters, and we have PhD. I don't know if you can get for diploma though. I don't really know, but I think any course that is above 8 months and above, you can get your postgraduate work permit. But then let's talk about BSc, Masters, and PhD, because that's what I really have information about. And for most countries, right? If you have your BSc, you're entitled to 2 years postgraduate work permit. If you have your Masters, you're entitled to 2 years. If you have your PhD, you're entitled to 3 years postgraduate work permit. But then another thing I heard is there have been an ongoing, underground, I don't know if it's share argument, proposal or something, that the government should start giving Masters 3 years postgraduate work permit, they may be BSc or something like that. They are still trying to fight it underground. I don't know, government have not agreed to it, but let's just say the normal one that I know is 2 years BSc, 2 years Masters, and 3 years postgraduate. And then I think there's an exception for Masters. Maybe if you did all these STEM courses, what? Statistics, technology, maybe economics and mathematics, all these STEM courses, I think you're eligible to 3 years postgraduate work permit. But then I think it's depending on the country. US and one other country, if you do any BSc or any Masters that is relating to STEM is what? Statistics, technology, economics and mathematics. Anything relating to that, you are entitled to 3 years. I don't know. I'm making a video on that because different countries has different requirements, and that's one of those things you guys should always know. Different countries have different requirements for their postgraduate work permits. I think so. I remember I've seen something like that. Let me just complete this video, Sha. Then check my individual videos for. I've written this thing before. My brain did not used to lie for me. I know I've seen it. In US, I am sure if you do any course that is similar to STEM, statistics, technology, economics and mathematics, they will give you 3 years. Oh no, or they will give you longer years. See, well, you guys should stay subscribed. I've seen this before. I'm not sure of this one, but then don't let me waste people's time because oh God, this guy is brilliant. God, I said I can't wait to go back to school. I said it. Oh, my head there, woman sharp. Actually, I knew that I've seen this one where but I don't want somebody to say you're lying. That's why I just say maybe. Go see in USA. Is USA. I said it in USA. If you do STEM courses like science, technology, economics, and mathematics, they will be giving you, regardless of whether you're BS, whether you're master's, they will give you 3 years postgraduate work permit. 3 years. 3 years. There's another country that does it too. Ah, God, I have sense. And this thing has been like, how many, this thing? I just made the visa. I'm sure I've seen this thing somewhere before. Ah, God, I say, una no wait me for this channel. Una no wait me. I shall see that. There's another country again that does it. I know USA does this one. They want me. Actually, them is long key. You know that when we do this, we don't just do it to just make videos. We do it to have impact. Because whatever I say here, I try to like have it in my head. This permits me to hype myself. Jesus, I was sure. No, I was not. Well, I'm intelligent. I am smart. I am brilliant. I am. If you easy, do am. So as I was saying, so there are some countries that actually do it like that, and I remember I made a video about Austria relocation. They actually gave preference to STEM, anything relating to STEM, statistics, science, not statistics, science, technology, maybe economics and mathematics. All those STEM courses, they actually give them higher preference, right? Okay. So as I was saying, where did I even stop? So I was saying that UK actually gives, postgraduate work permit reluctantly. It did not reach their mind, right? So that is why some of you can actually do your BSc in UK, or your masters or PhD UK or US, and you find yourself back to Nigeria. Yeah. So when an agent tell you that, oh, after studies postgraduate work permit, don't depend on that. That's why I used to tell people that whatever course you'll be going for, make sure it is a very high prospect course. If possible, don't collect that postgraduate work permit. Magba. Anyways, let me tell you things you don't know about it. So one of the things you don't know about it is, I don't know about other countries, but every country, the postgraduate work permit is not cheap. In UK, it's around £2,000, £2,000 with your IHS surcharge. It's actually around that. Another thing is the postgraduate work permit. It doesn't count towards your it doesn't count towards your indefinite leave to remain. The 5 year, we have the 5 years route. We have 5 years and we have 10 years. So let's imagine you actually did masters for 1 year, and then you created your postgraduate work permit for 2 years, and then maybe you finish using that 2 years, and then in your mind you feel like, oh, you stayed 3 years in UK. It's a lie. You just stayed just 1 year. That 2 years, you're actually dashing them. It does not count towards it, but then it counts towards the 10 years. But then before 10 years, are you sure that after that your 2 years postgraduate work permit, you will not find yourself back in Nigeria? How sure are you? I know that when you're talking about citizenship, they count the ones without break, because when you actually stay in a country and then you live for 1 year, you come back again, they don't see it as counting straight citizenship. So when they don't count straight citizenship, they will count number of years that you stayed in the country uninterrupted or something like uninterrupted. Yeah. So let's say you did 1 year masters, you created your postgraduate work permit 2 years, and after that 2 years you didn't get the job, you had to come back to Nigeria, and then maybe stay like 1 or 2 years in Nigeria, you applied again to come to UK. That one that used to come with that 2 years that I stayed, yeah, everything is not valid. So it start counting when you actually stay consecutively, like 1 to, there's no break in between. But you can come to your home country for holiday and everything, or maybe like all those 1 month holiday, 2 month holiday, but for you to live for 1 year, 2 years, it doesn't count towards your citizenship. That's one thing you should know. So another one is, even when you get the postgraduate work permit, like I told you, you actually need a sponsor. So, and I know some people feel like, oh, 2 years is a whole lot of time, you will get this thing. That's one of the reality you don't know. 2 years is a whole lot of time to you, but it is no time when it comes to searching for a job. And like I used to say, it is only in Nigeria or Africa that the time is very slow. Like that's when we say, February, you too slow, January, you too slow. There is nothing like that abroad. Close your eyes, open it, 2 years easy. You see it as, oh, I have 2 years to go to look for a job. I'll get a job in 2 years. 2 years is a whole lot of time. It is not a whole lot of time. It is not. It is not even. It is not. Just see it as 1 hour. It's not a whole lot of time. It looks like a whole lot of time if you're in Africa, but outside the country, the time actually moves very fast. So it is very, very possible for you not to get a job that will sponsor you in 2 years. Because as a black person, black skin, that restriction is there. One, you might be feeling like, yeah, that restriction is there. And number two, yeah, the thing is, even when the employer actually has tier 2 visa sponsorship to sponsor you, just because you're a dark skin, they'll just feel like you don't even want the stress. They're like, well, you know what, Tom Jerry? They not just feel like it is not only you, even they are black British. You know, there's black British. Even black British, they face the same discrimination, whatever, dislike. So imagine you that you're bringing yourself from Nigeria or all these things that you feel like to give you one special preference. I have a video when I talked about cities in the UK with highest job opportunities, and even when I gave the highest job opportunities, I gave you the ratio. I don't know which one I'll post in first, but make sure you stay subscribed. That's just for you to know. When people say it's easier to get a job in the UK than outside, yes, you can get a job in UK, cleaner, anything you can get. Even at that, before you even get care job, girl, in the UK, you do like this. So now imagine you looking for somebody to sponsor you. So just have what else. So you actually need a sponsor. So it's very possible that in 2 years you will not get a sponsor. It's possible that in 3 years you will not get an employer to sponsor. Yes, even if you actively search for job, it is very possible you will not get. And then another thing is, you can actually get and they should actually revoke it. Yeah, that's one thing I don't really like about UK. They don't really have employment benefits like Germany, like this thing, because in places like Germany and Canada, I know they have good employment. They really care about their employees. Employees, because after 3 or 6 months, nobody can fire you in Canada or Germany. Nobody. If your employer fire you, well, they have money to pay you and they have courts to actually content you. In fact, you earn a whole lot of money. So like I've said, the only condition that your employer in Canada or Germany or any of these countries that care about their employees can fire you is only if the company actually undergoes liquidation, or maybe you did a very criminal, extremely, and that one they have to hold you with real evidence. Anything aside that, nobody can fire you. But then in UK, working in UK is like working in Nigerian banks. Your work is not guaranteed forever. That's one thing people don't tell you. Working in the UK is like working in Nigerian banks. Your work is not permanent. They can just wake up any day and say, they're vacating this place. They don't want you anymore. Why? Nothing. Yeah. And that's because, probably maybe because you're working there, and then maybe they see one of their own that is a white skin person, and they feel like, oh, they're a British person. You know, in Africa, when we see a white person, we portray a black person for a white person. But outside the country, when they see a white person, even if the person is not so qualified, they will send you away and put that person there. So just have this in mind. Even when you feel like, oh, you've gotten a sponsor and everything, working in UK is like working in Nigerian banks. Your job is not permanent. Just see it as they can fire you at every time, at any point in time. And that's why you always just have it at the back of your mind. Have it. So that's for you to say that even before an employer will actually want to sponsor you as a tier 2 person, as a black person, that means that he or she would have checked around and checked that, no black, no white person. This is a job. Let me just manage you for the meantime. I'm not saying that people have been working permanently in UK, but then you know what I'm talking about. You already know the deal. You may not know about this even if you're in the UK, but just have this at the back of your mind. Sometimes you can just work it. They will just come and tell you that and think, just start preparing yourself in the next 6 months. You might not be working. Imagine when just have it in mind. Your job is not so permanent in the UK, and that's one thing I don't like about UK. For they don't have this employee benefits to actually cater for their employee like that. But then in other countries, once you get a job, just know that to come and fire you. But in UK, what be that? So the next on my list is another thing you don't know about the postgraduate work permit. It is not extendable. If they give you for 2 years, it's just 2 years. If they give you for 3 years, it's just 3 years. And after that 2 years, after that 3 years, if you don't get anything to do with it, you're coming back to your home country. And that's it. It is not extendable. It is not renewable. And as I told you, 2 years might look like a long time. Oh, I'll get a job. My dear, 2 years can be over. You will not get any efficient job. Next on my list is only eligible to BSc, Masters, and PhD, like something I said earlier. So I'm not sure diploma is eligible. So if you're thinking of going for a vocational course or anything, you might not be eligible for the postgraduate work permit. So it's just BSc, BSc, Masters, and this one. So another thing on my list is this one is actually to a benefit. You don't need IELTS to apply for the postgraduate work permit because you actually have a degree in the country. So no need for IELTS. So another thing is bank statement. You don't need a bank statement to actually apply for your postgraduate work permit. That's just it. Another thing is health surcharge. When you actually, like I told you, the postgraduate work permit is not free. If they are giving you for 2 years, so you have to pay your IHS surcharge for that 2 years or for that 3 years, and you know that is a whole lot of money. And the funny thing is, even after everything, you still do not now get the job. That's why you should think very well. So when somebody say, hey, come and move to this country because they give postgraduate work permit, think it well. Think it well. And whatever you do, just try as much as you can to avoid getting it, abusing it. Next on my list is okay, all courses are eligible. That's something about, okay, for UK, all courses are eligible, but then in Canada and some other countries, the courses are restricted. When you want to apply for your postgraduate work permit, sometimes they will look at the course. If they feel like it's not a job prospect course, for example, if you're studying Christian religious studies, hospitality and tourism, political science, some countries, they feel like there's no need. You just have to waste your time. You won't get the postgraduate work permit. Yeah, some countries are like that. But I know that UK, they give regardless of your course. And that's, do you know, I said at the beginning of this video that UK is all for your money. All for you. Even if they say that you're entering inside gutter, they will give you. Because UK just want to collect your money. To collect the money for their postgraduate work permit, their IHS social and everything. They know that in that 5 years, you cannot get a job. They know. I mean, in that 2 years, you can't get. They know. But they will give you. They know, and maybe when you are done, you go back to your home country. They know. But they will still collect it. But then in Canada, they already know that there's no way you can get a job with this course. So they will not give you at all. So I think the difference. Anyways, that's what my list is. The only time you can actually apply for this postgraduate work permit is your student visa has to be valid. And this is for people, yeah, your student visa has to be valid. So another thing you don't actually know about this is if you don't successfully pass your course, you are not eligible. Yeah. And what I mean is people actually feel like, when they just get there, you can just do whatever. I've made so many videos on that and everything. You have to successfully pass your course. At least 50%, depending on the country. Some countries, they have 50%, 60%. But UK, I think it's just 50%. 50% pass mark. No carryover, no reassessment, no this there, whatever. You've cleared everything before you are eligible to apply. Then another thing is you must not leave UK unless you've gotten it. If you leave UK, that's it. So you have to apply for it and get it in your hand before you actually travel. So another thing is you cannot bring a dependent with you. Unlike if you're a master's student or a PhD student, you can actually bring your family. But then when you're on this postgraduate work permit, you can't bring your family. And I think most countries are actually like this. You can't bring your family. And that's because they know that postgraduate work permit is just as if you're on probation. They're looking at you, you're on probation. Your leg is not this thing. Next on my list is when you're on this visa, you have just two options. The first one is get your tier 2 visa sponsorship or you leave UK. Yeah, is that you switch to your work to look for somebody to sponsor you or you just leave the country. And leaving the country, you have high chances of leaving the country if you study a year course. Next one, this is you can only apply 2 to 3 days after your graduation. Not like after your graduation, 2 to 3 days after your result has been posted. Your last result, like after your final exam, your final project and everything, that they've posted your result like this. Hey, this boy, you have graduated you. That is when it's more like you apply just 2 to 3 days before your visa expires. Even either you are switching to tier 2 or switching to postgraduate work permit, you must apply 2 to 3 days before your student visa expires. And that's for you to know that. That's to buttress everything I have been saying. So that means immediately you enter UK or any of these countries, you must have started looking for somebody to sponsor you. But then they can't actually sponsor you because you're actually on a student visa. But there's something else you can do. Anyways, keep watching. So next my list is, it takes 2 months. So you actually apply 2 or 3 days before your visa actually expires, and this postgraduate work permit actually takes 2 months. Takes 2 to 3 months before it gets ready. Then another thing is you can actually be denied this postgraduate work permit. For example, if you're somebody that maybe you've been working overtime, you'll be doing more than 20 hours per week. If there's any evidence to back this up, some people did it, they were lucky. But like I used to say, somebody like me, if everybody they are stealing and they not catch them, me if I do it, they will catch me, because me I know that my own destiny to go more, can cover up. I've said it in so many videos. So if they see that maybe you'll be violating rules and regulations, you might not be eligible. So those are the things I feel like you guys do not know about the postgraduate work permit. So your best bet is before you leave your home country, because it does not worth it. And that's like the first question I asked you is, have you gotten your PVC? And are we ready this time to actually make Nigeria work? Because if you're actually comfortable moving, like living in Nigeria, nobody will be rushing and just, I want to rush, because it does not worth it. You travel out, you spend thousands of dollars and everything, and then you come back to come and meet me in Nigeria. I'll make just of you. Let me not lie. So why did you travel out that way? Why did you go and waste money? You would have given me the money. I will make just of you. Yes, I will. And I have a video that is coming. There are so many courses that they sound very sweet to the ear. Like when you mention them, like, wow, what a sweet course. But those courses are one of the most useless courses you ever studied. There is no job prospect for them. There are so many courses like that. Like when you hear, oh wow, Kinika, there are no job prospect for them. Whereas there are courses that we relegate. You feel like, oh, this was that they have more job prospects than this thing. So that's one of those mistakes you're looking for. So before you actually study any course, go to job portals. Type that job on those job portals. If you do not see that job in the first 3 pages of job search, don't. And even when you're searching, type visa sponsorship. For example, if we are going for business admin, you can just type business administrator visa sponsorship. If you do not see list of job that is having, don't. Because for example now, imagine if I want to go for nursing and I want to check the job prospect for nursing. If I just go to any job portal and I just type nurse, even with the nurse, I'll see carer under. I'll see healthcare assistant that will come with it. I not search for healthcare, but I'll still see it. That's for you to know that they are even interlinked together. So before you study any course, I've told you people, if you are leaving Nigeria just because you feel like unknown government, Nigeria is not safe. Oh my days. Don't leave Nigeria because Nigeria is not safe. Don't leave your home country because of whatever is happening. Even if you want to leave, let it worth it. Let it deserve it. Don't go there and then admit that you left Nigeria and better than you. Traveling abroad is a land of opportunity. So how will you leave me in Nigeria and I'll be better than you? It did not make any sense. So why did you waste money? So sit down and think. Check job prospects for your course And I used to say, let postgraduate work permit be your last option. Like, start looking for a job. So what you do is, before you actually get a job outside the country, when you get to UK and thing, before you get a job, look for tier 2 visa sponsors. That's the people you should be working with. Start working with them, even if it's 1 year masters you are doing, or this, start working with them. Once you start working with them, you would have known all the look and crannies of the this thing and everything. They would have been getting used to you. So when your visa is about to expire, you tell them, my this thing is about, they would have started doing all those underground paperwork for you. So 2 to 3 days, you get your visa sponsor. But one common mistake that you guys used to make is, you get to UK, Canada, or any of these countries, and then you start going to supermarkets, customer care job. Most of you work with agencies and everything. You shall go and work anywhere you like. And then when your visa is about to expire, you start like, hey, tier 2 visa sponsorship, tier 2. How? I don't even know how you people do these things. Some of it is when your visa is about to expire, hey, what? Good. Before you get a job, like before you get a part-time job as a student in UK or any country, make sure that the person you're going to be working with is a liable sponsor. Because it did not make sense working for a sponsor that is not liable to offer tier 2. You've worked for like 1 or 2 years, and then they are not registered. They don't have it's just because that's where the difficulty is coming from. Even if you're in the UK or you're in Canada and you actually send your application and they even interview you, you pass everything, the company might be like, they don't know you from anywhere, you've not worked for them before, they don't know you. Even if they give you a recommendation and everything, they'll be reluctant. So it's better to look for a sponsor that used to offer tier 2 visa sponsorship, that you know that they are equal employers. They don't segregate black or white from anything. That is where you should start doing your 20 hours per work. So that when you start working with them and your this thing is about to expire, then you go to a non-tier 2 visa sponsorship worker. You work there for how many years? Then 2 days for your this thing to expire, you start looking for tier 2. It doesn't work like that. Another thing is, most of you actually work with agencies because they actually pay more. Okay. By the time you collect all the money for agencies, when your this thing is about to expire, that's when your eyes will now open that yes, so tier 2 is it. And another thing is, when you actually work with somebody that actually sponsor tier 2 visa sponsorship, right? The pay might not be that great at first, but something about UK is the more you get experience, the more your money actually increase. So if you're going for agency work, right, you can even be doing 10 hours with them and then doing 10 hours with the agency. Just make sure that one of your leg is inside a company that offers tier 2. Everything does not have to be agency work. And most of the problems that used to cause this thing is these people that they don't have the money for their tuition fee. So they used to target agency work and do everything. People that don't used to have money for their school fees, now I think they do on par. Working for agency, they pay high. After everything, when you also pay your school fees, when your postgraduate clinic on nice, but that's when you have there. So all the money you've saved for all those your agency work, background, you got paid for postgraduate work permit, and now back to school is zero. I know they think. Sometimes you just look at the money side. So it's always better. Look for a tier 2 visa sponsor now. Even if it's a care home you want to work with, it's fine. Make sure that they offer tier 2 visa sponsorship. Start working with them. From there, after 3 months, 6 months, you've passed the probation time, your money will increase. And once you start working there, when you need tier 2 this thing, it will not be hard. You will not even speak plenty English. Just submit you will not speak English. They will sponsor you. But then you're going to be working with agency. Your visa is about to expire in 2 days. You're not looking for who will sponsor you. Oh, if not you, will you sponsor the person? Somebody is not even know from anywhere. No, nothing. It does not work like that. And that's why most of the people, you end up collecting your postgraduate work permit. Yeah, you pay millions of naira for this thing. And even that, you still not get the job. So it's always better to actually build with a company. Start building with them from this. Start building with them. Once you pass that 3 months probation, 6 months probation, it has finished. I don't know. That's just what I think. And somehow it's always good to actually work with all these international companies than local companies. But it does not really mean. But the thing is, most people that I know in UK, they always targeting agency. You just follow what people say. You don't even make your own research. People say agency pay. You want to come collecting 22 hours per hour. After you collect it now, all the money you saved, you end up paying for your postgraduate work permit. When you can easily switch to tier 2, you start counting towards your indefinite leave to remain. So one of those things is make sure you plan your tuition fee before you leave, so that even when you want to secure a job, your 20 hours per week job, you go open your eyes like this, select and pick one. Not like you just go into anyone just because you want to raise your school fees, raise your anything. Open your eyes. So that's why I say come and take this. Anyways, thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you in my next video.